Hello and welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL One Hamburg group stage action continuing on here with our very first match of the day here on the B stream. It's going to be paiN versus Alliance as you continue to see the lovely sights of Hamburg. And I want to go on that river. It looks kind of pretty. It's actually the same river that's right outside over there.
Oh.
I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyways, we're going to...
So we can get on a boat and we can go up to Hamburg and we can watch the tournament.
That sounds great. I like the idea. But yeah, we're waiting right now for the adminning stuff to get done, pick side and all that. But we wanted to come back for a moment and just talk a little bit about the match that we've got ahead of us, which is going to be paiN versus Alliance here, our Vodafone pre-match discussion. But my buddies, what do you think? How are you feeling about this one? Is there an early favorite for you between these two teams?
I don't know. Which alliance shows up today. So that's kind of a big deal. They can play an amazing Dota. They showed it through the qualifiers. They're going to be at the major as well. So yeah. Alliance has a good future. In my opinion, they just need to stick together, keep practicing, and this is where they're going to test their strength.
Yeah, I think it also depends on whether or not paiN have one of these like prefab drafts as well. You know, they clearly had a draft ready to go against the Drow Ranger first pick. So if there are other particular heroes that they've identified as like, we know exactly what we want to do in this circumstance, then that could be something that ends up being really strong for them. Because I think the drafting let them down a little bit in some of their games yesterday. Though also the teamfight cohesiveness also seemed a little bit lacking. So I'm thinking 1-1 for this probably, but it's also one of these situations where we haven't seen a lot of the regions butting up against each other, especially like Southeast Asia, South America, sorry, tends to be pretty isolated somewhat in terms of competition. So it'll be really interesting to see how the styles kind of match up.
Well, and so this is the other interesting thing is that this was just Alliance playing in that Las Vegas land we were talking about earlier. They ended up going out really early in that one. But part of the reason behind it was because I think they didn't have Loda with them. They didn't have their coach with them for it. So I think that makes a pretty big difference in terms of the strength of this team. Like, coaches don't always provide the most, but having that sort of rock when things go bad and then somebody who can pick you back up and say, just go back at it, you know, and feel confident in the strategies, that's important for a young team.
Yeah, definitely. Loda brings a lot of experience to the table and helps them out with the picks. If you look at the teams in ESL Hamburg, you only have Complexity, Evos, and paiN Gaming, plus Ninjas. So these are the only teams who don't have a coach.
Right.
Every other team has one.
It's become a really pivotal part of Dota
pretty much
now.
a must-have.
Well, and that's the thing that's so interesting, too, is that it's like now you have it in part of the draft. Previously, coaches provided value because, you know, it's a coach is something that allows you to have some influence outside of the game. But now it's actually in the game, too. They're going to help you decide what are the lanes actually going to look like, because that's something that people would talk about before with coaches is that you don't necessarily have the best way to, like, influence things if things get crazy towards the end of a draft. So... interesting stuff, as we do already have a draft for you guys as well. So let's hop right into that. paiN versus Alliance, game number 1, starting off right now.
So I'm checking Dota buff. Alliance, they have 92% win rate with Marana in the last month. So that hero is going to be highly contested. 13. Like, it's not just 3 games, so...
Okay. Yeah, so they've also been playing some Earth Spirits, quite a bit of Broodmother there. 9 Broodmother games is pretty surprising. So I guess we'll see what happens. Probably expecting I would imagine that the Enigma is getting banned out here. Wouldn't be too surprised to see Alliance maybe banning the Weeha Visage as well. I feel like he was looking pretty darn good on that hero yesterday, so that could also be something to look out for here. But that Nature's Prophet is going to end up being banned out, so... even, like, I don't know if Alliance, I guess they probably did a little bit of research after the games yesterday and just don't feel like they want to play against it. Funny to see Alliance banning out Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, it seems a little bit strange, right? But this is the type of thing, too. You're going to be best prepared for your first game of the day, most likely.
Oh, for sure.
It's always good to have this one guy who has a specialty in certain heroes. So every single time, I think, against paiN Gaming, Enigma will be banned out.
Yeah.
And Enigma will be highly contested in other games as well, because I just feel this hero brings so much to the table.
Getting a free ban is always awesome.
Yeah.
right? Those respect bans are super value for your team, especially if you have something that other teams aren't playing a ton of. Yeah, so as we're talking about this, you're looking at Dota buff. The teams are looking at Dota buff in all of the recent matches as well. Mirana getting banned, the Visage is getting banned. So we're going to have to see a little bit of variety from these teams.
Sun, oh, they left Tiny in the pool, of course. So Alliance are going to be happy taking that one. And there's still a Phoenix available.
Oh, God.
They're gonna take their Chen.
There's some kind of plan here. I think like paiN know exactly what they're
and when you're playing against a team who drafts quickly, you're like, shit, they're onto us. They know what we're doing.
If they don't even hesitate once you lock in your pick, you're like, oh God.
And that's super important too, because it's like burning through that reserve time. And I think that, you know, Tiny getting let through, they're going to say this might be the answer for it. Everybody's been drafting Phoenix, but Chen is this other hero that can define the way a game is played.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why they banned out Mirana, because she just one-shots the Chen creep. And usually you don't see Weaver being picked into Tiny, and Tiny is kind of considered as a counter to Weaver. He goes in, uses his combo, can easily one-shot it.
Just squashes the bug, no problem.
So something that can deal with Chen creeps, CM comes to mind, although to me that's kind of a fallen off counter. Wyvern is going to be another answer. I don't think it's that good though. I think that the outpush that you have as a hero, it doesn't come online quickly enough. You need like level 7 really on Wyvern, and Chen starts knocking on towers way earlier than that.
He can just hide in the trees. We've seen that multiple times. He's just standing at tier 1 tower by himself while Carry is jungling, and he's stopping the push, the slow plus the damage.
Yeah, and it's not just about the Chen push either. Like paiN have already clearly signaled that this is going to be probably a fairly aggressive, pushy lineup. So I don't think there's too many supports that do better the combination of having some deep push and then also bringing quite a lot of AoE team fight. So I like the Wyvern pick quite a bit here.
Okay.
I think it's the right idea. But now Alliance probably also, they're going to start thinking about like, oh shit, do we need to use our like second round bans on Drow and things like that. I hope they don't get too caught up in this push mentality, because that's where paiN could even just like change direction a little bit and still get a lot of other strong heroes through. So Alliance got to be pretty careful with these next two bans.
Okay. You don't think that there's too much worry though about potentially just losing your tier 1 towers too quickly?
I think they're going to lose. Like Chen is almost like a guaranteed tier 1 tower taken somewhere at some point. So I don't think Alliance should stress too much about that. That
was the base skip. Somewhere, sometime. I just have to agree on that one.
Okay.
Keep going.
Right. I just think that if they get too caught up in worrying about the deep push, then they're going to have some other hole in their lineup that they're not filling properly. So I think they need to make sure that they still match up properly in terms of team fight and in terms of the other like hero to hero matchups, instead of just throwing as much deep push into the lineup as they possibly can.
Okay. Well, it is going to be the Pango banned out after the Bloodseeker ban. Makes a lot of sense. The paiN comfort heroes. Although I kind of feel like this is going to be a Tavo Weaver. Just, I don't know. I think that Weaver played in a position 1 doesn't really work anymore. I mean,
it's HFN. I think Weaver's one of his most played heroes, so they can still throw Weaver in his hands. Also, you can see how drafts are evolving in this game. They ban out Bloodseeker. Maybe they're thinking about Pango, and then Alliance immediately, they need to ban out Pango because Bloodseeker just destroys that hero.
Yeah. Alliance is still definitely the one reacting in this draft, though, right? Like, they're the ones that have been... Part of it is which pick, the fact that they were first pick, and then they saw these two heroes from paiN, and they've kind of been responding since. But yeah, they've still got to play their own game plan. 5 seconds. Which hopefully they have one coming in. Like we're saying, your first match of the day, you're always going to be super prepared for. So I'm sure Alliance have a sense of what heroes they're hoping to get, and hopefully this Chen hasn't thrown them too much for a loop. What else are we going to see here? Okay. So paiN just grabbing some more team fight. So I guess not likely to be a support Weaver at this point. I mean, we have seen it a little bit, but probably just the Phoenix and the Chen as the two supports. They don't really have great ways to protect the egg, but Alliance also don't have very good ways to hit the egg. just yet. So
it does feel a little bit strange, though, right? Like Chen Phoenix feels like there's not a traditional lane support, so maybe needing a more secure position one. So maybe again giving more credence to the HFN Weaver.
We've seen a lot of trolls being picked as a counter to Phoenix yesterday, so maybe.
Dude, that hero's so terrible.
Yeah, I just don't feel
I don't want to
hero's
see it.
that great. He needs 1.5 item to feel like any other carries.
Yeah.
And once you're 5 slotted, 6 slotted, you don't even know what to buy. That's the problem for the hero. You don't know how to itemize.
Yeah, he doesn't have a clear like killer item build. That's the thing that I think about with Terrorblade is like Terrorblade it's super boring playing TB or PL because you pretty much just go the same items every game. Like Terrorblade, you always get Dragonlance, Manta, BKB, Blink, Butterfly or Scotty. Like it's always the same thing, but that's just because that build is so amazing on TB, and those are like the perfect items that you always want. Troll, he's flexible in the sense that you can buy a bunch of different things, but that means that all of those, like no one of those items is like doing anything too particularly amazing for him. I do like this Earth Spirit pick. I think it's pretty decent against the Phoenix, having long range ways to like cancel a Sunray or silence him so he can't get his ultimate off. Always going to be pretty nice. And some synergy with the Winter Wyvern as well. They can get a good Winter's Curse into a Boulder Smash or something.
Oh.
So this is kind of a new lane Phoenix Axe, more popular than Skyrat Axe. Like these two just do so well together, and you have a Chen who is gonna be position 5 in this lineup, but it feels like during the laning stage Chen is 4 because he puts so much pressure. He trades hits with Penitence. So far lanes for paiN Gaming looking strong.
I think that this to me is like, it's a good thing they banned out the Visage because, you know, being able to pick that one up for paiN would just be game over. And as it is, I'm not a big fan of the Alliance draft fully because I think we were talking about this the other day, the balance of like strong lanes versus team fight. I feel like Alliance are too far on the team fight side of things, and they're not going to be able to deal with the pressure that comes from these lanes.
Yeah,
they're just going to get rolled.
Earth Spirit's not much of a laning support. Tiny's certainly a strong laner. Do you think paiN, can they leave the Weaver by himself?
That's what I was thinking.
On the safe lane, and then the Chen can just go and play with the Axe and the Phoenix?
Nah, no need. No, Axe is going to have pretty easy lane if it's going to be Earth Spirit.
Oh my god.
You can just creep skip.
Why?
I was actually thinking maybe they're going to try and take Anti-Mage and push it later, but I don't think it works.
They have 0 intelligence heroes besides Chen. I mean, Chen.
They've only got Axe to lock him down, but Axe is so good at locking down Anti-Mage. So
that's the thing that I was thinking about. I was actually thinking that instead they would go for a Storm Spirit because there's no lockdown. Maybe you can get away with that, and he just wins you the game. Yeah. Like I think that's the idea here. Is we're just going to pick a hero that can't get controlled. Is going to be a problem to deal with, and then wins you the game eventually. But I don't think that you can sustain in this lane. I think all of the towers are going to be dead, and Anti-Mage is going to be sitting there with the Perseverance.
Yeah. I mean, he could always go for, we could see like the Vanguard first Anti-Mage kind of a situation, but I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that.
If he has a good start, he can go for Vanguard first. Yeah. But he's not going to have a good start.
He's not going to have a good start.
Yes.
Yeah, not at all. Okay. So
paiN Gaming, they need one more hero with the lockdown, which means they're going to have a last pick, so they can counter-pick their mid as well.
Yeah. The Anti-Mage pick does deter something like a Weehaw Invoker a little bit. Like those int mids are maybe a bit less... not looking as great in this situation. Like maybe the paiN are less likely to pick the Lina or the Invoker or something in this situation because the Anti-Mage is on the board, but...
What do you think about switching it up and running like an AM mid instead?
Depends on the matchup.
It totally depends on the matchup, and I don't know what paiN would pick that would make Anti-Mage all that happy. Yeah, the Invoker still just gets banned anyway. Okay, so I think the Invoker would have been good for paiN, right? They've got a little bit of Sunstrike set up from the Axe, good with the Phoenix. And you also wanted a little bit more lockdown from the mid-roll, which that would have brought. Alliance take the Lina.
I think they should get a hero like a Kanka does well against Lina, or get a Dragon Knight on mid, so reliable stun. Also, Kanka can control and bring even more team fight.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, like I think either one of those suggestions.
And then send
really
back
good.
X. You can just keep your you can just keep the pressure going
Full
constantly.
shenanigans. Yeah.
Like, Lina's one of the heroes that doesn't lose many matchups. Let's say Lina against Kanka, it can go both ways. It depends on the skill, how you do in the first couple of waves. It can easily snowball as well, but once each hero hits level 6, who hits level 6 also determines how the lane is going.
I really like the idea of the boat buff as well here for paiN. Like, if you're worried about your Weaver in these team fights, just having that extra survivability from the Hand of God and the Rum from Ghost Ship would be super sweet.
The downside to Kanka is that he can run into issues with getting silenced while he's in the middle of an X combo or stunned. And you have both Tiny and Earth Spirit, and Lina, honestly, that can all mess with that. That'd be the only downside to it. Whoa.
Okay.
We're going to see Ags X.
Is that still the
Accent.
Battle Hunger? Is that what it does?
It's the
I need to check.
it's the Battle Hunger that
it's one of the worst
reduces damage.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Like reduces your damage output. Yeah,
when you
30%
dunk,
damage
applies
output.
Battle Hunger
On
after
dunk.
successful Calling Blade, and damage reduction 30%.
It's such a weird skill.
Yeah, very strange.
All right, well, gents, we finished off the draft with an Alchemist. Thoughts real quickly before we get into it?
I thought they were going to go for something more early game oriented on paiN Gaming side, but I'm not a big fan of Alliance draft. I got to say, Anti-Mage as a fourth pick, I think he's going to get pressured early on, and he's going to need so much time to recover. But it's going to be Boxy on Tiny and Koi Kolina, so it's a mid Lina, off lane Tiny. Depends also how Tiny his lane's going to go. If he gets a good timing on a Blink Dagger, he can create that space for Alliance.
Yeah, I can definitely see a way that Alliance can win this if they get a fast Blink and the Tiny's running around getting a lot of kills with the Lina, but I think overall I am favoring the paiN draft a little bit, so I'll go with them.
Sounds like they're going to need some big performances out of specific players, maybe an MVP for the tournament. And of course, you can continue to vote for MVP of the entire tournament right now. So who is it going to be that MVP? Hello and welcome back again, ladies and gents. As we get ready, we've lost one. The Australian sensation that's sweeping the nation is out of here. But we got instead the Croatian man that's doing something that rhymes with Croatian. How you doing?
Sensation, man. That's usually my rhyme, but I don't know why you used it on the Australian one. I'm doing good. I think we're going to have a decent game. Maybe not so much action-packed since we have Alchemist and Anti-Mage. So two kind of boring heroes on both sides, but looking good, man. These two teams are probably on the equal terms of skill, team coordination, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm still feeling like this could potentially just be a stomp. And we do have a short little pause. It looks like there were some people that crashed out, but we can hop into the game pretty soon here and check out at least what the starting items are and all that shenanigans. But yeah, like, it's just, to me, I feel like Chen is one of those heroes that you have to respond to. And outside of the Winter Wyvern, I don't really think that there was that much in the way of response. Like, you've kind of got a Lina outpush, but it just feels like that pressure comes so quickly from the Chen creeps.
Yeah, they're going to pressure the top tower. We have Axe with 2 Stout Shield. That's kind of a normal build right now. So I'm wondering if they want to pair up Phoenix on top, which is kind of common, the overtime damage from Fire Spirits and Battle Hunger. Skip the creep wave and dive onto the tower. Anti-Mage not that easy kill to get since he can just blink out, but they're going to pressure the tower nonetheless.
Yeah, and I mean, when you do end up blinking out, that means that you won't have it again for a while. Potentially can just get ran at afterwards. Got some pretty good chemistry, apparently. That's what was said in all chat. Having a little bit of a discussion amongst each other. Oh, that was just the Alchemist. But it seemed like both of these teams were fairly fairly cordial with each other in the lobby. They're sort of having some discussion back and forth.
Yeah, that chat was really interesting. We can't discuss about it, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, very interesting for sure. As we wait for the Tiny to hop back into the game, should be in there shortly as well. paiN Gaming, I think they sort of won over the hearts and minds of a lot of people at TI when they were playing. Obviously, they made some changes, but Chat Wheel is gone in some ways, but back again in the form of hero-specific ones. And looks like we do have the final player in the game, and we should be getting started right about now.
Yeah, I'm just checking the items. Earth Spirit has Orb of Venom as a first item. Most of the times when you want to dual lane, you just get a Stout Shield, so you can tank some damage and maybe even tank a tower. Taiga, wrong way roll.
Uh-oh. That's the pause. That's too bad, because that's a lot of the strength of, not like a huge thing, but it's some of the strength of Earth Spirit is being able to get down wards quicker than everybody else, and it's just not going to happen this time. So you got a ward placed down there by the Weaver. Mr. HFN, make sure that they get it down for him. Quakeva does not have one for himself, and Taiga probably going to go up towards where the Ancients are and drop one from the low ground, would be my guess. It's sort of been the consistent way that Earth Spirit goes.
Surprisingly, he has 2 wards on him. Probably just going to ward mid from behind, or he wants to snipe a courier. Let's see what he's doing.
He's going to head up there, and it looks like place one right by where the tree is. Back behind the tower. Might get spotted on his way out of here, though. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Looks like he'll be okay. Already, Mickey taking some damage. Coming to lane with some tangos. 9 of them. 9 tangos on the anti-mage. Jeez.
Plus a flask, yes.
Oh, God. And this is the beginning. This is the bullying that we're going to be seeing the whole game, probably.
The battle begins.
It's Boxy moving into position. HFN able to steal that one away. So paiN Gaming picking up 3 runes, and Boxy in some trouble, although so too is HFN. He ends up going down. Misery trying to see if he can find this kill onto the Tiny, but this Tiny going to walk away uphill. Miss. No, it's not enough damage. 6 HP.
Easy Stout Shield. Also, Misery in problem, as I like to call it.
And there's going to be the roll away. HFN maybe could have Sakuchi'd forward for that. I'm not sure if it was on cooldown or not, but could have tried to block the roll. So a mid lane matchup of Alchemist versus Lina. A little bit of a strange one. Is there anything to particularly watch out for in this matchup?
I think Lina definitely has an upper hand. She has low armor though, so when she's sitting in Acid Spray, if they can rotate the Chen, that could be an easy kill, but Weaver on the bottom is not gonna have an easy time. Also, he actually placed the ward between tier 1 and tier 2 towers, but no one is around to kill the courier.
Yeah. That's a lot of ward commitment there for Alliance. And Misery just trying to bully back Taiga here. As you mentioned, having that Penitence level 1 means that it's going to be a lot of pressure early on for the Earth Spirit, particularly because he doesn't have that Stout Shield, but he will still be able to draw the aggro of the creeps and pull it back behind the tower, most likely. So
I'm surprised that the Winter Wyvern decided to go for Arctic Burn level 1, especially when you're playing against the Battle Hunger. The value you get from Splinter Blast, 100 damage on 2 targets plus 30% slow. It also secures the range creep, and you can get the Battle Hunger off with just last hitting with it. So much better.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit strange. As King RD here is going to trade over some more damage onto Insania, while also cutting through this creep wave. Getting a nice little bit of gold for themselves. As it looks like up here top, Boxy going to be pushed back behind the tower a little bit himself. I guess I'm a little surprised that they decided to stick Misery here. I was kind of expecting more pressure on to the top side. Maybe that'll change a little bit later as the levels start to go up for the Chen.
I think they wanted to secure Weaver's lane, so Chen does way better job early on than paiN. paiN really weak at the level 1-2.
Toss back on the Chen creep. He takes over another one, so won't give away that bounty. And meanwhile, up in the top lane, Tavo just gonna start tearing apart this creep wave, although Mikke is gonna jump forward for this. He has a flask and should be fine. Gonna pop it now while also pulling the creeps.
Viha's doing surprisingly well on a mid lane. 19 CS for him. Level 4.5, already has Ring of Aquila. So when you have Alchemist in your team, you wanna go for those bounty runes early on. So you wanna secure them because he gets so much value out of it.
Yeah. Mikke is gonna take some beating here as well. Having those fire spirits out by King RD makes it a lot harder to last hit, and Tavo kind of just keeping control of this creep wave while they keep the pressure on Mikke. And God, yeah, this is the anti-mage life.
He brought a couple of more tangos just so that he can sustain in this lane, getting closer to a Ring of Health.
Well, Boxy gonna pummel Misery here, although they don't have another tree to toss, and so Misery should be able to escape from this one. Boxy, if he keeps on going, could run into some issues. Taking a little hit on his backside on his way out. And Mikke forced to blink away and now has to back out.
Oh, Misery with the whole Setter family, the big one, and the son. That's actually Grandpa and the son.
Okay.
Mid lane, they were trying to wrap around.
He has going for a long walk now. Does still have his salve available. No level 6 yet. They're TP'd over to the shrine. Quakeba has to pop the mango. Isn't able to find Weeha, so it was a big... He's laughing at him. Oh, God. He does have his TP also, so he can just get back to the mid lane and doesn't even miss out on any CS.
And Alchemist TP's back to mid lane.
Boxy, meanwhile, in some trouble, as they said. They bring the little grandpa and little kid as well. They chase down at this Tiny is going to live for the moment. The punch comes through and gets the Gemini attack. Nice play by HFN.
Yeah, he waited for that last hit. I mean, they could have finished him with Hadouken, but he wanted to be the one getting the last hit. So did we check the runes? Taiga picked up 2 runes. Actually 3 for 1, so... That's not how you want it to go when you have Alk in your team.
No. And they're still keeping the pressure on Mikke here, not making him feel comfortable, although he's been able to make a life for himself so far in this lane, getting some last hits here and there, even though they keep the pressure on. He did just blink also, and King RD tanking the tower slightly, throws out more of the spirits, has another one afterwards, and Mikke is continuing to chase.
He's gonna kill him.
Having that point in spell shield, he can't quite get there, can think about the blink, but doesn't decide to go for it.
Man up. You need to man up sometimes. The good thing about this lane is that he burns Axe's mana, so Axe doesn't have mana to use the call. That's why he's skipping it as well.
Yeah. But Axe does have a Vanguard, which is a little bit scary.
I'm looking at the Aghanim upgrades on the paiN side, bottom lane though. I'll shut up.
HFN runs away. You don't need to shut up. You're fine, dandy.
So... Weaver, one of the better heroes with Aghanim upgrades. paiN is kind of so-so. You can do more damage if you don't use it properly. Axe, one of the shittiest ones, and Chen is okay, mid lane.
See you later, Quakeva. Weeha picks up that kill. Nicely played there. Chen's going to take a punch as well from Insania, but that Invis rune by Weeha able to bear fruit, and now pops his clarity, going to be able to push out this wave if he wants in a second. Well, unfortunately, he loses that clarity there, but he's going straight in for the Radiance after the fact. All of the lanes being won right now by paiN Gaming. They're up 3,000 gold. Granted, it is with an Alchemist, but all of their lanes are doing well.
And this Anti-Mage will need so much time to come online. Also, his ulti is not going to be that big of a deal because there's no hero that has a huge mana pool in this game.
Yeah. Definitely feels like he's going to need to get more done with less given to him.
Bottom lane.
Oh, they managed to find the kill on the Misery, so nice play there. They miss on the stomp. not able to catch onto Taiga, and HFN just forced to run away. Will not be able to get the deny there onto the creep. So paiN lose a couple with the nice rotation coming in from Alliance. As they move into the jungle now. Taiga.
They're being pinged out. They have a ward, so they should be fine. Misery has one creep only.
Sending it up to the high ground, gets the stomp there onto the Earth Spirit, giving him the pummels. Do they realize HFN is in the area as well? The stun comes out, is gonna get the TP away. So Taiga lives. And it looks like also Insania is gonna be able to make his escape. Meanwhile, topside Tavo battling with Mickey. Lina's moving in too. This is a hasted Lina in some trouble. Tavo does have a lot of HP with that Vanguard, but eventually taking 8 down the 2 ultis. Bring down the axe.
That's the problem. Once he's out of mana, he can't do anything. Also, maybe the better build would have been if he maxed counter Helix instead of Battle Hunger. Usually you want to max out the Battle Hunger because you put a lot of pressure to the lane, but against the anti-mage, he has a spell shield, he can just blink away from it, and you don't have the mana to use it.
Well, it's still a nice lead for paiN Gaming, but this is with an Alchemist. It's kind of what you would expect, and anti-mage is farming. Although, oh man, that's a big old stack.
Anti-mage is in trouble.
Ooh, taking the damage, the Battle Hunger, almost enough. Does he have enough regen to live? He does.
He also had a Tango to eat it, just to mitigate some of the damage. I love what Weaver's doing. Magic Wand, one more extra branch, and the Infused Raindrop plus the Power Treads. So he can be tanky and that they can burst him, especially Tiny and Lina. Alliance use the smoke. Laguna Blade is going to be ready.
This could be a big kill for him if they can find the right target. Misery moving in a little bit late to break that smoke. And HFN being encapsulated by 4 heroes. Taiga managed to get, he misses on the silence. Not going to be able to hit the roll either. And Misery comes in and takes the bounty rune. See you later, guys. Oh, look at that. It's an invis. Goodbye.
Oh, Misery with the sneaky play. Destroy the invis rune. Try to juke the stun, but failed to do so. They managed to get 3 bounty runes on the side of paiN this time. So 5,000 network lead. That's going to be a Sacred Relic for Alk. They're looking into timing where Alk gets a Radiance, maybe even a Blink Dagger, and Axe has Blink Dagger, and then they're gonna put a lot of pressure on tier 1s and tier 2s. Because they know Alliance will be weak. Anti-Mage won't be ready to fight.
So what is the item that AM is gonna need to actually be able to fight? Because oftentimes you don't feel comfortable enough even with just the Battle Fury, right?
That's not the fighting item. He just wants the split push, wants the farm, be able to drag this game past 40 minutes.
Quakeva just pummels the Chen down, and they do manage to find the deny onto the tower. Extra damage from a Sacred Relic, not bad.
That's huge. It also takes a lot of gold from Anti-Mage, which he would gladly love to get.
Tough stuff there.
And HFN going for super defensive build. He's going for Hood of Defiance, which I love. Like, sometimes you need to itemize differently, and if someone knows how to play Weaver, it's this guy.
Well, and it makes sense, too. You've got so much magical damage on the Alliance team. You've got Tiny, Earth Spirit, Lina. Like, AM is a lot of physical, but that's not going to really kick in until later on. And I think the goal for paiN is to be winning by that point anyways, so. Very cool build, definitely. Spoxy is going to take some punches there from HFN. And in the meantime, a smoke up into the jungle from paiN Gaming. What are they gonna find?
That laugh from Alchemist.
Oh man, they've got great vision here. Just seeing every movement that Alliance are making. Taiga putting himself in position also, and Axe is just backing out. They're set up here. If they want to use it, they can go.
Axe needs mana. He has a Blink Dagger, but has no mana. No one has any kind of a mana regen item. Maybe he's gonna send him back. Nope.
Looks like I mean, they could go to the shrine if they wanted. That's the other play. Yeah, looks like that's going to be the call. and then see if they can kill the anti-mage.
I hope that's not gonna be a call at Shrine to just miss it, use mana.
Yeah, not the way to do it, definitely. Well, Weaver didn't have his hood yet, and they had everything. Didn't even have to use Laguna Blade on that. Nice ping. So 13 minutes in, 6,000 gold lead. The slow and steady continued farm of the Alk is becoming more and more of a problem as Radiance is done 13 minutes and Weeha comfortable just farming his heart out.
He's not going for a Blink Dagger, just straight into Manta style, even though I think he's gonna need a Blink Dagger eventually just to position himself. He can go in, kill Lina or Winter Wyvern. There's a lot of low HP heroes in this game.
Look at this, Mickey. Every time he moves into position, they try and find... he's trying to just find farm around the map because he knows his own jungle isn't safe. That's not happening. They ping out where he's at with the ward in vision, and Axe getting into position to try and go for a call here, but they don't realize where the anti-mage is at. Instead, they're just going to try and take down the tier 1 tower. So tier 1 going down, Vanguard and Blink ready for Tavo. This is paiN Gaming's time to shine.
They need to find some kind of opening. Now it's their time, as you mentioned, to shine. They need to access their jungle, so anti-mage should just do a swap arena, go back to Radiant jungle and just farm there, try to creep, skip the waves, especially once he gets a Battle Fury, because paiN Gaming lineup is strongest once they go as 5. The pickoff is really not that strong because they only have Axe to lock down people.
Anti-mage is showing himself now in the bottom lane on a ward while tier 2 tower is being taken. And it looks like that one should be a free take while Mickey tries to farm into that Battle Fury. And I think Alliance doing a really good job of being composed about where they take their fights and when they take their fights, and looking for this kill here onto Weeha, who's playing it so safe. Right by the shrine, he pops his ultimate. They have the ward down already, spotting him out. King RD gets silenced. A nice play there as well, but the stun is going to come out in time. There's the jump forward. Supernova is available too if they want to use it, but he's taunted because they threw down the Winter's Curse, but now Alliance need to run away. HFN in position. They are going to be able to get out with Boxy. Koikva, not so lucky. Is he going to be able to escape? No. HFN gets the kill.
That's a tough kill to get, especially since he popped Chemical Rage, or also I think Phoenix could have used the ulti there.
Oh, Mickey, call?
Yeah, that's level 1 call only.
I can't do it.
That's super greedy from Tavo. Like just going for maxing Battle Hunger and 4 points in Helix. Like, he knows that he only needs to lock down Anti-Mage, and level 1 call, 2 seconds duration only, not enough. They don't have burst damage, that's the thing.
Yeah.
They see V.
I mean, this guy, I don't think he's going down, right? Boxy, toss, that's not going to be a thing. That's not happening. Yeah,
11,000 net worth lead, 16 minutes in. Like, your Alchemist needs to be at least 5,000 above everyone else so that you feel the influence of the hero. This is going to be a Demon Edge for Anti-Mage. Needs to buy 500 more, 400 to finish it.
Mickey has been playing this about as well as you can on this Anti-Mage, but it's just, you know, such a tough prospect against the pressure that you've got coming out from paiN Gaming. I mean, this entire game, he hasn't died once. He's got 117 last hits, but just a tough time as paiN are going to take down the Aegis. Give it over to HFN. And now thinking about maybe going for a tier 2 push.
So it's still a decent timing on Anti-Mage's Battle Fury because he decided to go for Ring of Aquila, Power Treads, 16.5 minutes. Still a good timing considering they got 1 tower denied. This is a huge kill. Like, this is their lane push besides Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, and Wyvern doesn't really deal with the Chen creeps as they are pushing into that tier 2 and gonna just take it. Insania could go for a Winter's Curse here. It's kind of bold and he's not gonna be able to find it. Needs to be careful, that blink away by Tavo. Keeping him alive. HFN holding on for the moment. They still have Winter's Curse available if they want to use it. Blink Dagger done for that Alchemist as paiN Gaming still keeping themselves up front and center. Still holding on to Supernova as well. And jump forward call onto Boxy. He's going to go for the toss away. Can they find this kill? They're going to turn now onto the Axe, but the heal is coming through regardless. So all of these heroes surviving through the damage, and they do have the silence onto HFN, but keeping him alive and healthy. Alliance just don't have anything to do here.
They have tier 1 tower and tier 2 on bottom, so paiN Gaming should try to go and grab those. It's free money. The problem is Anti-Mage has his Battle Fury and he's hard to catch. With the Blink Dagger, he needs to play with Axe or try to just pick off supports if they show on the map, but they don't have any kind of vision in Alliance jungle.
It's the type of thing, too, where you have to just like play absolutely perfectly with the Anti-Mage at this point in the game. And one mistake and it just feels like it's over almost. Whereas it's a 16,000 net worth on this Alchemist right here at just about 18 minutes while he's trying to take down this set of Ancients.
He knows he has a vision.
The root! They catch him out. He's taking the punish. He's trying to jump away.
He has a Blink Dagger.
Oh, man. Those things, like that moment. Jesus. Well,
the boys. These are the worst ancient creeps to kill, unless you're Shadowfiend.
Yeah. Then you want all of those. Well, 19 minutes, tier 1 down, tier 2, bottom still standing.
They just smoked. Axe has a Blade Mail and a Blink. They want to make a pick off. They're trying to bait with Weaver. Weaver needs to put TP instead of Magic Wand because
like the Blade Mail. Oh god, he had all his stacks up, and now King RD comes in to chase them out as well. Avalanche toss, trying to find this kill. The stun for the long duration. Tavo can't get the call, but he might be able to find Insania in a second. Blink Dagger off cooldown in 2. Chase, not quite there, but Insania will eventually be taunted, be punished, and going to be dunked. Tagia trying to find something here on the King RD, but they find the stun and take him down as well. Alliance lose 3. They're chasing Mickey around. He doesn't have anywhere really left to go.
So runes, it's going to be 4 runes for paiN Gaming. 20,000
oh, God.
net worthly. That's 1K per minute.
And they tip Mickey as they kill him off. Stick a fork in him. They're done.
I love what the Axes are doing, not Tavo in this game, but when you need more lockdown, you don't go for Talent Tree or 2 points in Calling Blade. You just max out Call. Level 1 ult is more than enough because you're gonna, like 75 more trash hole damage is not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I thought you said trash hole.
No, I was not talking about your MMR.
That's where I sit constantly, man. This is my life. I'm used to it now. Alchemist sitting at almost 1,000 GPM and not really looking back at all. Weehot just a monster in this one as they jump forward. They find Boxy. They have the follow-up stun in a second coming from Elk. They also found the hoof stomp coming in from the Centaur Conqueror. And as they storm high ground, there is not a thing Alliance can do to this. They have a Winter's Curse available. You can see all of paiN sitting comfortably pretty far back to make sure that Weaver does not get killed by their own team.
15 seconds for Aegis. Weaver wants to die.
And it looks like he is going to end up expiring there. Still hanging on to that hood. The jump in, the call. They found him yet again. A dead Lina keeps on killing herself. They've also been able to jump forward and find Insania, who's trying to live, but taking the damage over time. Another dunk. The Tavo double kill. They can't get the toss back with Boxy. Tier 3 down. There's buybacks abound, but this is feeling like paiN have just walked over the face of Alliance.
Yeah, this game looks pretty much over, even though they have Anti-Mage. He's trying to creep skip as much as possible, really far away from Manta style. Even if he joins the fight, there's not a hero that he can use Mana Void on. They're pretty low on the mana pool on all of their heroes. And this Alchemist is almost 6 slotted now.
Yeah, this is a problem. They do still have 1 catapult that's punching in. They're going to toss back that Chen creep, and, well, paiN can go up into high ground again if they want. It's maybe a little bit scary just because of the toss-back potential from Boxy.
The good thing about Alliance heroes being low-leveled is they respawn fast.
I mean, you
gotta stay positive.
Yeah, well, they're going to be respawning pretty quickly here. Actually, no, it's 70 seconds until the Tiny is back up again. Weehaw throwing out his stuns is going to find the Winter Wyvern.
Nice
dodges
dodge.
the second stun. Quakeva is back alive again, but they're thinking about Dive and Fountain. They don't care. This is going to be just about close to the first lane of Barracks, and I don't know. It feels like an impossibility. Again, good creep skipping from the DD anti-mage. They don't have creeps that are in the base now, so they have to wait for the next creep wave to come mid. Or they can just take the shrine.
I mean, it's only one Rax on mid, the melee one. You know what it takes for anti-mage to turn the game. Like, he only needs one fight, but the gold advantage is so big. 25,000 net worth, 23 minutes in. That's more than 1K per minute. Yeah, you know something's not right. At any point, if you look at the graph, Alliance was not leading in terms of XP or gold.
Yeah. Well, and it's the type of thing, too, where, like, it's a big pinata of net worth for Weehaw if he does end up dying. But he's gone for, like, a very survivable build. As, again, they find the Lina. This is the third time that she has died to the Blade Mail of Axe. Have a toss. Gonna try and take him down to half HP. Hand of God comes out, though, and now Misery is also going for the send back onto Tavo. Gonna try and keep him alive. Can they do it in time? It looks like he's sent back home. Fine and dandy. Boxy gonna be chased down. Weehaw's here as well. Alliance, it is time for you to leave the game, I believe, as paiN are just destroying faces. Double kill for Weehaw, and they're hitting tier 4s.
It's time to hit those tier 4s. They don't know if they want to hit tier 4s or just try to go for one more side. Anti-Mage has Manta style flying to him. He's level 20 though, pretty high level.
This is a problem. And I mean, yeah, you can see that, like, you know, the talents end up making him really survivable. Obviously has the strength talent. Jumping call, though, and have found themselves the Winter Wyvern. Another death, another hero gone, and Weehaw's ready to push in the bottom lane also if he wants to. Tagia able to find a stun there onto Tavo. Misery gets his mana pool low, but still living through it all. And now the jump forward. Mickey wanting to find this kill desperately, but HFN is on top of him. Mickey gets the blink away, courtesy of that talent pickup. And, well, Weehaw is moving into position, but he's still pretty far away as Boxy going to try for the TP, isn't able to find it. They take down Tagia, and this is going to be another lane of Barracks. paiN Gaming, again, taking the second lane of Rax, and Alliance left trying to find some answers.
They still don't want to forfeit. Of course, you're playing a big LAN tournament, anti-mage. Can make a comeback, maybe not in this game, but still, there's something to fight for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, pride, happiness, a lot of things. Oh, Mickey, he runs into an Alchemist that's stunned. Maybe a chance here. Although he is going to go for the blink away, and now Weehaw on top of him is going to find that stun. They jump in, the call is there with the Blade Mail. He is gone. Give him the tip.
Oh, he tipped him before he died.
Insania. Ooh, almost finding it. Didn't have the call off cooldown. paiN Gaming, 34,000 net worth lead at 26 minutes. As they jump forward, Avalanche toss, trying to kill this Weaver. The call is there onto 2, though, and they're able to get off the time lapse for HFN. Tavo finds another one. Weehaw's unstoppable, and this game is over.
Man, this is some serious ass smacking from paiN Gaming.
They drop their items on their base. Oh, paiN Gaming. I mean, we knew that this was a possibility, right? Like, you see the Chen that gets picked up there early, and they did have some answers. It felt like maybe the pressure didn't come as you sometimes quickly as you see, but they won all their lanes.
They won all 3 lanes. I mean, you can call it 2.5 lanes because mid was doing okay. Quaikwa had some decent timing on the items, but didn't have anyone to play with. Tiny's Blink Dagger was delayed and they couldn't find any openings. And if you want to go for a solo pickoff, Axe has a lot of HP. You have a Weaver with the hood, pretty hard to take down. There's always a fear of Hand of God.
Yeah. Well,
I just don't feel Anti-Mage in general is a strong hero. You can pull it off from time to time, but in a game like this against pretty much zero intelligence heroes, just doesn't feel like a good. I'm not sure if it was Anti-Mage into Axe or they picked Axe after.
Axe was before Anti-Mage, I believe.
That's not good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our first game of the day. A 12-minute Radiance, and Weeha is able to carry his team to a victory. We'll be right back after this with game number 2. Stay tuned. More from ESL One Hamburg right after this.